Hey guys, welcome back to For Some Physiomechanics. And now we are going to discuss about kinematics. What is kinematics? Kinematics describes the displacement. Kinematics is nothing but motion of a segment without regard to the forces that cause that movement. Here displacement is nothing but change in position. There are 5 kinematic variables. They are types of displacement, location of displacement, direction of displacement, magnitude of displacement and rate of displacement. Now discuss them briefly. Type of displacement. Types of displacement. There are 2 types. Translatory motion and rotatory motion. Translatory motion. Translatory motion is nothing but also linear motion. Here the movement of a segment occurs in straight line. A linear motion between 2 articular surfaces, that is example knee joint, sliding of tibia on femur. Rotatory motion. Rotatory motion is also known as angular displacement. Rotatory motion is the movement of a segment around a fixed axis in curved path. In true rotatory motion, each point on the segment moves through the same angle at the same time at a constant distance from center of rotation. Example, leg foot segment. In this picture we can clearly see that leg foot segment shows that each point on that segment moves through the same point at same time at the same angle at a constant distance from fixed axis. In type of displacement, there is a general motion. General motion is nothing but combination of rotatory and translatory. Now coming to the location of displacement in space. Displacement is nothing but motion of a segment. Flexion, extension, abduction. These movements location is represented by center of mass. In this picture we can clearly see that center of mass lies at S2 vertebrae anterior side. S2 vertebrae is nothing but sacrum to vertebrae. From this center of mass, coordinate system originates. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. These 3 axes are originate from the center of mass. From this we can say that movement occurs in which plane and axis. Axis is nothing but an imaginary line. For any plane, it lies at right angle about which the body rotate or spin. In this diagram, we can clearly see that x-axis runs side to side. So it is labeled as coronal axis, and y-axis runs up to down. So it is labeled as vertical axis. In z-axis, it runs front to back. So it is labeled as anterior posterior axis. Now coming to the plane. Plane is nothing but an imaginary flat surface runs through body. 3 planes are there, that is transverse plane, sagittal plane, frontal plane. Sagittal plane divides the body into right and left parts. Transverse plane divides the body into upper part and lower part, and frontal plane divides the body into anterior and posterior part. Now relationship between plane and axis. Here plane is nothing but an imaginary flat surface and axis is nothing but an imaginary line. In the first picture we can clearly see that vertical axis lies at right angle to transverse plane. And in the second picture we can clearly see that anterior posterior axis lies at right angle to frontal plane. And in the third picture there is a coronal axis lies at right angle to sagittal plane. And the movements of occurring in the sagittal plane and coronal axis are flexion and extension. And the movements occurs in the frontal plane and anterior posterior axis are abduction and adduction. And in the third picture we can clearly see that the movements occurs in the transverse plane and vertical axis are medial rotation and lateral rotation. Now coming to the degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom is nothing but an unconstrained segment can either rotate or translate around each of 3 axes. There are 6 potential, it results in 6 potential motion of that segment. In this picture we can clearly see that the center of mass is same but the movement has changing. Here has 2 movements, translatory and rotatory motion, that is 2 degree of freedom is 2. Now coming to the direction of displacement, there is 6 degree of freedom, and the 3 degrees is the translation motion and 3 degrees is the rotatory motion. Now coming to the translation motion, in translation motion x-axis, y-axis, z-axis can be represented, means that x-axis has, if the segment moves to the right side of the x-axis segment, to the right side of x-axis, then it is termed as a positive. If the segment moves left to the x-axis, it is termed as a negative. In the y-axis, if the segment moves upward direction, then it is termed as a positive. In the y-axis, if the segment moves downward, it is taken as a negative. In the z-axis, if the segment moves back forward, it is taken as a positive. If the segment moves backward in the z-axis, we can take it as a negative. Rotational motion has two directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. If any segment moves in the clockwise direction, it is termed as a positive. If any segment moves in the counterclockwise direction, it is taken as a negative. So now coming to the movements, flexion and extension of a motion of a segment occurs around the same axis and in the same plane, but in opposite direction. These movements are occur in the sagittal plane and coronal axis. Here there is an exception, that is carpometacarpal flexion and extension of the thumb. Now coming to the abduction and adduction, these also movements occurs in the anterior posterior axis and in the frontal plane, but in the opposite direction. Here also having an exception, that is carpometacarpal abduction and adduction of the thumb. And now medial and lateral rotation. These are opposite motions of a segment that generally occur around a vertical axis in transverse plane. Now coming to the magnitude of displacement. Here magnitude is nothing but measurement, means how much the displacement has been taken. So here rotational motion occurs around the axis and translational motion along the axis, occurs along the axis. Now coming to the rotational motion. Here in rotational motion is also known as angular displacement. In this rotational motion, we have two units, US units and SI units. US units is nothing but United States units. SI units is nothing but International System of Units. In US units is the units of degree. Degree is there for measuring, and in SI units these are the radians. Degree is nothing but it is if we having a complete circle, that is fully completed circle, we can say that 360 degrees. If it is of half circle, we can say that 180 degrees, like that. In the radians, we can see 1 radian equals to 57.3 degrees. That means 6.2 radians equals to 360 degrees. Now coming to the range of motion. Here range of motion is nothing but the magnitude of the rotatory motion of a body segment can move through is known as a range of motion. Here is the method for measurement of the range of motion of rotatory motion. This is nothing but the goniometry. And here the instrument to measure this is goniometer. And the types of goniometer, there are 4 types: universal goniometer, gravity dependent goniometer, pendulum goniometer and electrogoniometer. First one is the universal goniometer. It consists of stationary arm, movable arm and body. Now coming to the gravity dependent goniometer, it is also known as the fluid goniometer. It consists gravity affecting pointer and fluid filled chamber with air bubbles. It resembles like carpenter's level meter. Now coming to the pendulum goniometer, in this picture we can clearly see that there is 360 degree protractor with weighed pointer. And the last one is the electrogoniometer. It has 2 arms. One arm is attached to the proximal end and second one is attached to the distal end. Now coming to the translation motion. Translation motion is nothing but the linear displacement. Here US units are the foot or inch and SI units are the meter or millimeter or centimeter. Now coming to the final variable, that is rate of displacement. Rate of displacement is defined as measurement of speed, velocity and acceleration per unit time of motion. The measurements of the velocity and acceleration are seen in the both motions, that is translation and rotatory. First, coming to the translatory motion. In translatory motion, linear velocity and its measurements are the SI units. SI units are the meter per second and US units are the feet per second. Now coming to the linear acceleration, here SI units are the meter per second square and US units are the feet per second square. And now coming to the rotational motion. In rotational motion, angular velocity is degree per second and angular acceleration is degree per second square. If this video is helpful to you physios, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Follow our Insta page for simplified notes and to enjoy funny Telugu memes. Link is in the description box. Thank you.